Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes for the entire year of 2019. How did he do it? And how, most importantly, how you can do the same thing. Okay guys, news just broke. According to the New York Times, Donald Trump paid less than $800 in taxes. And if you're not an entrepreneur that's very tax savvy, this might come to a shock to you. For me, this was clearly not a shock to me. I've seen companies like Amazon pay no taxes at all. They have accountants and lawyers and tax attorneys that do extremely creative ways for them to pay zero taxes at all. And I really want to break down how these companies are doing it and how you can do it in your corporation. Now, I promise you, if you're becoming extremely profitable in your business, you probably won't be paying $750 in taxes, but there's some other things you can do to help you pay extremely low, and maybe you can even pay that less. So let's get in the video. Let me try to help you spend as least amount of money as possible to the IRS. Let's get into it. Whoa. Before I go any further in this video, I know the IRS is gonna come swooping down in a helicopter trying to take me out for making this video. But before they do, please smash that like button and subscribe to get more videos from me. So, Donald Trump, let me say this right off the bat. I have no skin in the game here. I'm not going to make this channel political. I'm not going to say I support Donald Trump. I don't support him. Joe Biden should be president. Joe Biden shouldn't be president. Let's leave that neutral. I like to talk about business, finance, and real estate in this channel. I'm not going to go into a whole spiel about politics. It's really, in my true opinion, whoever wins the presidency, it's really not going to affect me too much in me and my business. Now, some of the tax codes might change. Real estate might change a little, but truly, it's only the difference between making an extra $10,000 or $10,000 less dollars. It's something that's really not in my control. Yes, I can vote. Yes, millions of people can vote, but really, I'm going to vote the way I do, and that's the only thing that can really happen. Again, as an entrepreneur, all I can do is adjust to the situations around me of who's president, who's not. Again, your local government probably has more of an effect on your life than a federal government, but let's get into it. Let me show you exactly how Donald Trump paid so little in taxes. So $750 in taxes. That is 100%. I can confirm that Donald Trump has paid less taxes than I did last year. Probably less taxes than I have ever paid in my life. I've paid over that when I was a bag boy, over 6-7 years ago. It's a really low amount of taxes. Let's break down exactly how he did that. So Donald Trump has two main income sources. He has his private corporation. He has the Trump Organization, which is his private corporation that he owns. He owns billions of dollars in real estate with that corporation, golf courses, all that, hotels, all that stuff. I'm not going to get into all that, but it's in the high amount of millions of dollars, upwards to billions of dollars. Again, his net worth is sort of squirrely. Some people say it's in the billions. After this report, people saying it's only 500 million. Again, I can't confirm it. He's a private citizen. I can't really go find his tax return. I can't really find out how much assets he truly owns. So we're going to keep it in the 500 million all the way to $5 billion in real estate. Either way, that's more money than I'll probably have in my entire life. Hopefully more. Hopefully I'll have more than that. But most likely I won't touch $2 billion in real estate. But he has upwards of hundreds of millions to billions in real estate in his portfolio. So he's definitely earning a lot of income on those. He's earning hundreds of $millions for all of his private corporations. And he also takes a salary. He actually has two jobs. So he works for the Trump Organization, and he's also president of the United States. So presidents of the United States take a $400,000 salary, probably more than most people take in salary. $400,000 salary living in Washington, D.C. Most likely than not, you're paying over $100,000 in taxes. So how does he avoid that? We'll talk about the Trump Organization, how he's saving on taxes on there after this. But let's talk about just the elephant in the room. If he has a $400,000 salary, how is he paying $750 in taxes? It makes no sense, because he would owe at a minimum $100,000 in taxes for his tax bracket federally. So the way he gets around that, he's done what other presidents have done in the past, where he basically donates his entire salary to a federal agency, sometimes to Homeland Security, sometimes to the Parks Department, sometimes to the VA hospitals. He's not the first president to do this. So other noble rich presidents like Herbert Hoover and John F. Kennedy have donated their entire salaries to various government organizations. So he's not the first to do this. So he's not really paying taxes because he's just giving his salary away. But federal law does require that government employees, just like the President of the United States, can't work for free. So he does take a $1, which we'll put that in the counter that he has to pay that $1 in tax. So now we got a dollar. Now that we know that Donald Trump has to pay $1 for his basically salary as president, so we can put that in the cubby hole there. And now what goes to the $749. So let's break it down. So all that money is coming from the Trump organization. Again, the Trump organization owns a lot of real estate, so he should be paying taxes on that. So the number one way where he can deduct all that income he's making is by just deducting regular expenses. So paying his employees, paying over $70,000 in hair care, paying expenses for just running a hotel. You got the employees there, upkeep, insurance, all that. You know, he comes out making a profit, right? Actually, what Donald Trump is doing is he's doing probably one of the biggest loopholes that most people do, most big corporations do, which is the loss carry forward provision. The loss carry forward provision basically states if, let's say, for example, this year I lost $100,000 in my company. Like I lost that much money, no profit. I lost $100,000. You're going to pay $0 in taxes, but you can carry over that $100,000 loss into next year. So let's say I made $100,000 in profit this year for my business. That means I can take that $100,000 I lost last year into here as a deduction. So basically I made $100,000 in profit. I get to keep that tax free because I'll carry forward that $100,000 in loss, making it $0. So he's basically doing that according to the New York Times report, which is a very reliable source. We can't confirm or deny because the president has to confirm that is his true tax returns. But according to the report, Donald Trump took a loss of $47.4 million in a loss. No profit there, which isn't the most he's lost. In 1995, he took a $915.7 million loss, according to the New York Times, which is close to $1 billion. He had spouts in between there that he was profitable in the tens to hundreds of millions. But for 2019, he definitely carried forward that $47.4 million loss, which definitely helped him not pay much tax. So overall in his company, we don't have the exact reports from the New York Times, but he definitely made a little bit of profit in his company. I can see he carried forward that $47 million in loss into, which basically made him pay only a little bit of profit, so making it $750. Now I don't know in 2020 if he's making a profit or not. Again, he's a private citizen. Like, you can't report and find how much I made in my private corporation last year in real estate investing. Again, the New York Times got this information. How I know, I have no idea, but it's very eye-opening to see how a president can pay so little in tax. So hopefully that helps you a little more. The other deductions Donald Trump did take was paid his daughter a consultation fees of over 6 figures, which was deductible from him. So overall, that's how Donald Trump paid such little in taxes. So here's the most important one. How can you pay as little as possible in tax? So you can do the loss carry forward provision by doing this simple thing. In real estate, if you lose money in the real estate, you can carry forward. Let's say you lose $500 million, you can carry forward the next year. But for stock markets, you can only carry forward $3,000 every single year indefinitely due to the tax code. Again, as of now, let's say I lost $100,000 on a crazy stock investment and I sold it at a loss, I lost $100,000. I can only deduct $3,000 per year. So basically for 33 years, I can take the $3,000 out of my taxes. And for regular businesses, so let's say you're running a regular business, let's say you're a notary and that is your business. What you can do is when you're driving in that car and you're using that car for your business, you can actually buy it in your LLC's name or in your private corporation's name, and you don't have to personally buy it. The company would own it that you actually have, and you can deduct buying it. Let's say you bought it for $20,000, you can deduct it, or the payments you have on that. Gas you spend going to and from notary appointments, you can deduct that. So here are the most common other deductions you can make for a private corporation or LLC. Again, if you make a C corporation or an S corporation or an LLC, you can deduct these things. Number one, probably the most unknown one for a lot of people, is you can deduct business meals. Business meals qualify as meals that you took if you can document the date and time you took the meal, the business relationship of the person that you had the meal with, and the total cost of the meal. So basically a receipt and who you dined with there. You can deduct over 50% of the total bill, including the tip of those expenses, off your taxes. Number two, you can do work-related expenses. So let's say you're going to Charleston, South Carolina for a Amazon FBA conference. You can deduct basically the entire trip, the airfare, you driving there, the food you take there, all that can be deducted. A big thing, a little up in the air, but you can legally do this. This is sort of a tax loophole. Let's say every quarter you do a quarterly meeting for your company. You can technically take an airplane to San Francisco, rent a hotel room, and that can be where your meeting is, and you can technically deduct the airfare for that for your taxes, even if you're going to do a vacation afterward there. So that's another tricky way that you can actually deduct a lot of things. And the last one that a lot of people can deduct, which a lot of people don't know, is if you actually work from home. A lot of people do during these crazy times. Let's say you created a podcast studio in your house. What you can do, you know, the phone, the microphone, the nice camera, a computer, just for all those business related stuff. You can deduct all of that if you can prove that you used it for a home office in your property, in your house. Lastly, I forgot to mention this one too. If you have a phone and you can prove that you use 50% of your time on the phone using business related stuff, either do social media with Instagram to grow your brand, you can deduct your phone related expenses, buying an iPhone, buying an Android phone, and then the actual servicing of it. So like Sprint, T-Mobile, anything like that, you can deduct that also. So that's really it on the business side. Again, another deduction a lot of people can do even if you don't own a business is if you contribute to an IRA, you can deduct about $5,500 to $6,000 depending on your age every single year. Again, we can go into a million videos on that one. Look up IRA deductions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm probably not teaching you how to pay $500 or $750 in taxes every year unless you start losing $47 million per year in your private company and you own hundreds of $1,000,000 in real estate. But hopefully you got some information on this video, you got some value out of it. Maybe you could save some money in taxes. If you did, I really appreciate you supporting me. Please like this video and subscribe to get more videos from me. Have a blessed day.